Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's session Generative AI for Proactive Threat Intelligence and Swift Incident Response. I am Shilpa Sharma, and I will be your host for the day. Before we get started, we would like to go over a few house rules. For our attendees, the session will be in listen only mode and will last for an hour, out of which last 15 minutes will be dedicated to Q&A. Also, admissions are currently open. For further details about our courses, please visit our website www.eccu.edu. Our speaker for today's session, Dr. Loveleen Gaur. Dr. Loveleen Gaur is an adjunct professor at the University of South Pacific, Fiji, and serves as visiting faculty at IMT CDL, Ghaziabad. Previously a professor at Amity University, India, she has mentored numerous PhD and postgraduate students in artificial intelligence and data analytics for business and healthcare. Under her leadership, the AI Data Analytics Research Cluster has produced impactful publications and fostered global collaborations. Recognized among the world's top 2% scientists by Elsevier Stanford in 2024, Dr. Gaur is a senior member of IEEE, boasting numerous high-indexed publications and holding multiple patents and copyrights. A sought-after speaker at international conferences, Dr. Gaur frequently delivers webinars and chairs technical sessions. Her expertise spans generative AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning, image processing, and data analytics. Additionally, she serves as a reviewer for leading academic journals. Throughout her distinguished career, Dr. Gaur has been honored with several esteemed national and international accolades, recognizing her transformative impact on research and education. Without any further delay, I would hand over the session to you, Dr. Loveleen.
Thank you so much, Shilpa. Okay, hi everyone, and now we are going to start with a much demanding topic which is related to the cybersecurity and generative AI. So two very famous term nowadays we are going to focus upon in this webinar. And first important thing which I wanted to discuss with you is the statistics. Okay, so what kind of cyber crimes are prevailing nowadays, and top cyber crime in statistics. Fine. So here you can see in the 2024 and what is going to come in 2031 as well as 2025. You can see over here that within the next 5 years, you will going to see increase of 15% in the cybercrime cost. Okay, so the links I have already provided where you can see that these are the sources from where I have taken the statistics and the data, and this particular crime is having a huge impact for the organization, businesses, not only for big organization and businesses, even for a common man. So if you are a student, researcher, or a business person, or a cyber security personnel, you people must be aware of these kind of crimes which are prevailing with the internet availability, with the social media availability, and awareness is the only key which will give you or keep you to save you from these kind of attacks. So if you have seen these kind of attacks as well in your organization, so what kind of technological preventions that you can take, you with the help of some no coding, people used to say that we are not from the background of this technical backgrounds. That means they are not aware of any kind of a language. It's okay. No coding languages are also there, which is a key takeaway which I am going to discuss today as well. So this is the trend. You have seen that what is the cost of these kind of crime and why people are so much aware or so much worried about cybercrime nowadays. Now, saying that, let me just go and tell you what are the kind of cybersecurity challenges prevailing. So three words you can see over here in this particular slide, where you can see that one is the ransomware attack, zero-day vulnerability, ATPs, which is advanced persistent threats. Fine. So we are going to discuss more in detail about these kind of threats, which are the most challenging kind of a threats which people are actually focusing upon, on how this generative AI technology. So as we know that this particular webinar is all about generative AI. Traditional technologies, traditional mechanisms were also there, but there was some kind of a there was some gap was there by which they were not able to adopt that kind of precautions. So what are the traditional fall of traditional approaches that we are also going to see? First, let us see that what are the three kind of attacks which are more prevalent. One, you can see ransomware. Second is zero day. So ransomware, which is increasingly sophisticated. Apart from that, it is actually targeting the infrastructure of the businesses. Zero day is actually exploiting and finding any kind of errors. In detail, I'm going to discuss in coming PPTs as well. And then here also we are talking about ATP. ATP is a long-term targeted attacks on high value assets. So these are the three things that you should be aware of. Now, going ahead, first let us talk about what is ransomware. So don't get overwhelmed with this flowchart. It is the most easiest way to explain, I think, so any attack. So we know that how we read the flowchart. So we know that. See, what is ransomware? It is a malicious software. Okay. Now, what they are actually going to do in your businesses, they are actually encrypting this kind of software. They are actually putting this kind of a software which will going to encrypt your data. Now, they will going to ask the ransom because for the decryption, what they have done, they have actually put a malicious software in your system and encrypted the data. Now, for decrypting, they are asking for ransom amount. So big companies are actually facing this kind of a problem, and this is the most or the leading cause of cyber losses. Fine. So what it's going to create a kind of effect. You can see it will going to disrupt the operations, your businesses, for governments also there is a huge problem. Even for the individual, it is a big problem. Apart from that, not only that their data, sensitive data is being lost, again, it is actually a major cause for the financial damages. So government and individuals, have already faced such kind of thing, and notable ransomware attacks I have already mentioned over here, which you can see that WannaCry, that is 217. Here we are talking about. They also, they have affected approximately 230,000 computers in 150 countries, and this UK's National Health Service has already paid huge amount of ransom for decrypting of their data. Apart from that, in 2021 also you can see Colonial Pipeline, which has affected the US oil supply chain. So we are not talking about small crimes, we are talking about a big huge crimes, right? Which has already, these kind of attacks. On the right hand side, if you see this kind of a flow chart where we have written that ransomware attacks has actually projected in 2024, this is a $42 billion kind of a damage they were expecting. And this is a one case study, though this particular ransomware attack, they are targeting healthcare sensitive data. All sensitive data they are actually targeting: healthcare, education, government, finances. They are at. But this is the one case study which I am showing you, that insurance industry has been impacted huge. So there were two kind of a risk that they have faced. One is the direct risk, where insurers were the target. For example, we have written that CNA Financial, they have already paid huge amount of money as a ransom. Similarly, then comes the indirect risk, which covers the claim for the victim. For example, Lloyds of London, they have already paid this kind of NHS attack 100 million in claims. Fine. So now you know what is ransomware attack. They are actually decrypting your encrypting your data using malicious software, and they are asking huge amount of money for decrypting it. So this is the one kind of a attack. Let me go to second type of attack, which is a zero-day attack. Okay, the awareness of these kind of attack is very, very important, so that you should be very, very cautious when you are using any emails, or when you are actually using social media, or you are using your WhatsApp or any kind of apps. You should be aware that whether you are not falling for these kind of a crime. Now comes the what is zero-day attack. Okay, zero-day attack, again, see, unknown vulnerability is there that remains undetected. Suppose a company has created a one one software. Now, because company has already created a software, maybe there are some gaps, maybe there is some kind of a vulnerability which they have not taken care of. Now, these kind of people, actually cyber attackers are going to find out these kind of vulnerabilities, and then they will going to attack on these vulnerability, and these people are called as discoverers. And you can see, if a discoverer is an ethical researcher, then they will going to report to the vendor. Then it's okay. Ethical hacking is a good aspect, and we should be we should keep these kind of people, because these people are actually going to check the kind of a vulnerability if they're in the new software that you have installed in your systems. Then comes the cyber criminal people. They will going to exploit this kind of development, then they will going to use it as a zero-day attack, and that is actually a lead towards the data breach. Now, on the second flow chart, here I have written on the methods to prevent this zero-day attack. So we know that all these softwares, because nowadays we are using a lot of technologies, we are using clouds, we are using IoTs, we are using AI, ML, and huge other kind of apps, applications that we are using, that has actually created a complex network. And because many devices are connected, the risk of vulnerability is also has increased, fine. That is actually emphasizing us to use some kind of preventive methods. So what are the various kind of preventive methods that companies can utilize? Traditionally, these people were using, but what was the problem that traditional approach was using? They were not, proactive. They were reactive. Once they have found the attack, then they are working on it. Okay. Now, generative AI and all these new technologies, AI technologies, why we are using? Because they are using a proactive approach. Before cyber attack happens, we should take care of those kind of issues. Now, what you can do, you can apply security patches. There are various companies who are actually helping you. I am going to share about the Microsoft. I am going to talk about some case studies of OpenAI, how they are using. Then Google also, they are using Gemini. So there are various big companies, those who are actually providing as well as applied these security patches. Apart from that, they are also conducting vulnerability assessments, right? So how this assessment is being done? Either you do it manually, which is a huge task and very difficult for people. So you are going to appoint these people or the software people who will going to conduct it. Apart from that, we can do some kind of a simulations using generative AI. And this is nowadays very much prevalent. And I was talking about no code. These are the things which people are nowadays using. What companies are using, what kind of applications you will going to use, that is coming again in coming slides, that I'm going to talk about what kind of assessments are there. Then comes the zero trust architecture, which can be implemented in the organization, because we are not only facing threats from the outside, we are also facing the threats from the inside. So inside threat is also very prevalent. So who is actually going to use, who will be the admins, who will going to get the rights? All these things are also very important. So the kind of zero trust architecture is very, very important to deal with these kind of internal threats. Then comes the anomaly detections. Fine, anomaly detections, I'm sure those who are sitting over here, they must have used AI or ML and in some kind of anomaly. We are talking about similar kind of a thing. We are talking about those things, that how we are using AI and ML to find out anomaly, find out that there is a problem in the existing softwares. Fine. So these are the ways by which we can prevent the zero-day attack. And some notable zero-day attack you can see over here. In 2010, we can see a sophisticated worm exploiting Windows vulnerability. And you will see that all these big companies have already faced such kind of crimes. Then if we talk about 2021, which is Log4Shell, again, Log4j has already, their devices were already affected with this. Then comes the 2022. So you can see the kind of attacks which is increasing day by day. So it was now, but technology is also there to deal with it. So North Korean hackers used a Chrome vulnerability for phishing and malware attack. So these are again some notable zero-day attack which has already happened with big famous companies, and we have discussed what are the various methods now companies are utilizing to prevent such zero-day attacks. Then comes your advanced persistent threats, APT. Okay, so APT again is a kind of a threat where you will going to help in the finding out that what kind of malicious are there in your systems and how we can tackle with those things. And again, you can see they can steal your data because they have seen that there is a kind of a gap or vulnerability existing. Then again, you can see there is in data exploitations, or they are attacking their lifestyle. So again, you need to find out that what are the targets, your system. So we have already seen your all the systems, they are attacking all the sensitive data. Then they are actually finding all these kind of attack using watering holes. So again, they are using zero-day exploitation to find out these kind of threat. So again, APT is similar kind of a threat which we have seen in the 0-day, where they are actually finding out the gap or the vulnerability existing in the system, and then they are actually attacking your sensitive data for again finding out some ransom, or they are asking okay, in APT, one more thing which you should know, that these people are long term. They are actually sitting in your system, and they are not making, they are just stealing your data, and they are not making again visibility, because they are sitting over there from approximately 5 years, 6 years, and just they are what they are doing, they are just snatching your data. And these the government companies or government servers or banks are actually facing these ATP, because it will going to stay for longer term. So this is a very big threat, and they will not going to make themselves visible because they are just stealing your data. They are not harming in any way, like decrypting it or asking for ransom. They just want to know what you are doing. So business is what they are doing actually. So how again you can defense against the APTs? Again, threat intelligence. Threat intelligence, how you will going to use it? You can use AI, you can use ML, you can use generative AI to find out that is there any kind of a stealing going on, is there any kind of anomaly, or is there any kind of a pattern which is not in a right direction. Then network segmentation, of course, because it's not only with the data, in networking aspects also we need to find out any kind of a vulnerability or data breaching is going on. Endpoint security is important. User awareness, most important thing. That is why knowledge is very important. Training of your people. As I said, that it's not only that we are having threat from the outside people, it is also from the inside people we should be aware, right? So inside people, how these people will get to know that this is the something which they should not do, or this is a data breach, or this is some kind of a malicious thing which is happening, or this is a phishing thing which is happening, by providing them with the training, right? So this is the most important thing, awareness, providing the training, by providing them this kind of thing is happening. The moment people will be aware, they will be conscious. The one they will be conscious, they will going to see everything from a suspect point of view, and it is good also, because ultimately it will going to harm your organization. So you need to find out that any activity or any email which is coming, or any kind of a thing which is happening to my organization, whether it is leading towards some kind of a data breach or not. Fine. So some notable, cases of APT is against to next. Why I am showing you, it is nothing new. So to 2010 also people were doing such kind of a thing, and Microsoft Windows was actually damaged, or they find that and their kind of a vulnerability was there in their system, and then they have exploited that kind of vulnerability, and they have asked for data. Actually, data breaching was there, and you can see that these nuclear facilities of Iran was actually attacked. So as I said, that in APT they are sitting for long term in your software. Then APT1 China, again you can see geopolitics. So most of the time you will going to find these kind of threats in the geopolitics. APT China, you can again see over here, notorious cyber espionage campaign was there by Chinese hackers, and they have attacked the US companies, and they they were stealing their intellectual property for years. Now you can see, because they are just sitting, they are not making them visible, and they are just stealing the information. Then again 2020, again SolarWind was there. Again, they have affected several US government agencies and private companies. So three major kind of cyber attacks that is happening today and companies are worried about, I have discussed in detail with you. Now going forward, I just want to talk about what is generative AI. That is my domain. Okay, generative AI. Now, I'm very sure that everyone over here is aware of large language models. If not large language model, ChatGPT, I think so. This is the most famous term. So you have seen that all these companies, all these large language model, how they are actually working. They are capable of creating huge amount of data. The moment you are able to handle huge amount of data, you can create such scenarios by which you can actually check whether your system or the software is having such kind of vulnerabilities. So generative AI is actually helping these companies to find out, to do some kind of a simulation, to find out that their threats using large amount of data set. And these data set, previously there was a challenge. Every company was saying that how we will going to get the data, but generative AI has provided this solution. They are creating data. So using GANs, I'm sure this is a technical detail I'm sharing. There are various neural networks, transformers, GANs, which we utilize to create such kind of data. If we have we have provided our software with different scenarios, our software is able to handle such kind of details, and once they are aware of these scenarios, it is very easy to predict such kind of vulnerabilities. So that is why what generative AI is actually helping us. It provides us with the predictive analytics. It is able to generate the synthetic data, as well as it can automate. Okay, if there is any kind of pattern is there which is misleading, or if there is any kind of a threat which they can see, using that data they can immediately provide, and automation is there. Then that means, what is the relevance of generative AI? As I discussed with you, it is helping us proactively. I am again emphasizing over here, we are not reactive. In generative AI era, we are proactive. We are already proactive in identifying such kind of threats by simulating attack scenarios. Then also it is enhancing the anomaly detection. Again, you are finding out any kind of vulnerability in your softwares by providing them with a lot of network traffic, with a lot of different kind of user behavior, which previously it was not able using traditional modes. Then comes generating adaptive responses to novel threat. Apart from that, generative AI is also providing you with the kind of scenarios, if new thing is happening, how our system or technology will going to tackle those kind of scenarios. So generative AI, no doubt, is a big game changer nowadays for cybersecurity. All those who are taking help of generative AI, all companies have started using generative AI. As I said, Google, Gemini, OpenAI, they have already providing you with a lot of softwares by which you can actually take care of your cyber breaches. Now, as I said, that proactive threat intelligence with AI. First, threat landscape analysis. AI will going to sift with a lot amount of data. We are talking about billions of data points, because these LLMs which we are talking about, whether it is your Gemini or OpenAI, all these big parameters dealing algorithms are able to help you providing with the detailed profile of the cyber attacks. Fine. Second, it is also helping you real time. That means who is actually logging in, who is trying to attack your network, or what is the different kind of a behavior or different pattern of a user behavior. That all these things can be automated, all these things can be checked on the real time. Then comes the adversarial. Adversarial means that definitely there is a competition. So if there is a one algorithm is coming automatically, or one attack is coming, automatically another approach, adversarial, means that second party or approach will going to come, which will going to defense your system. So that is why again these three important areas of your generative AI is helping these cybersecurity people to find out all these kind of data breaches proactively before any kind of attack happens. Now, just wanted to show you how these people are doing. So simulating, how we are actually simulating the attacks. Fine. So three type of attacks which I wanted to discuss over here. One is your distributed, I'm very sure, denial of service. Distributed denial of service is one kind of attack where we are generating massive amount of traffic patterns, and we are overloading our servers to find out that is there any kind of a resilience, or there is any kind of routing obstacles are coming or not. This is again we are using with the help of generative AI. We are putting our systems into those challenging tasks so that they should be able to handle such kind of things. Then second important attack or thing that they are doing is the SQL injections. So what we are doing, again we are providing deliberately, so we are doing deliberately we are providing these malicious SQL queries to find out whether our system is able to do such kind of thing, or any kind of alert is being generated by our automated systems or not. So again, this is another kind of simulated attack to train our softwares to tell that there is a kind of attack which is happening in our systems. Third kind of thing which we know, which is a very prominent one, even individuals, all those even students or researchers or anyone who is sitting over here, phishing attacks are small banking, small people are also being attacked by these phishing. So they are showing you a realistic fake emails, and actually on the background there is something else which is going on. So this phishing attack is again very prominent one. People are getting into trouble because of these kind of attack. So you need to find out, and you should be aware what is the right thing which you should do, what exactly is the fake profile, what is the real profile. Once you are aware of the real profile, it is easy for us to identify. So before doing anything, first ask yourself or take time to check all the reality facts of those emails, or people who are sending those emails. Check their website, check their email account, check all the description. So that kind of awareness, that kind of patience, that kind of key hawk eye is very important nowadays if you want to prevent your companies for such kind of attacks. So I think so this small video is telling you exactly what is happening nowadays with a phishing attack. They are showing something else and they are putting something else. And those students who are using social media, I just want to give you a head that please be sure that what exactly where you are clicking, what you are downloading, and what kind of emails you are actually clicking upon. Now, there is another very important term which I wanted to discuss over here, which is introducing AI-driven penetration test. So nowadays, companies are using this AI PT, which is very automated kind of thing to check the vulnerability of the systems. So there are three steps over here which you can see. One is the automation, second is the enhanced accuracy, and third is the continuous adaptations. So first is automation. That means you need to leverage your AI to automate the vulnerable assessment. I have shown you that how we are doing it. We are doing it with the help of transformers, neural networks. Again, no code softwares are also there, which can help you in finding or doing these kind of things automatically, so that your system is actually on continuous mode in 24/7 365 days mode to find out any kind of a breach or vulnerability is happening or not. Second is the most important thing, which is the enhanced accuracy. So now apart from software, we also need to reduce the human error, right? So for that also, we are applying these AI algorithms to analyze our network data, to find out some kind of a vulnerability. And last most important thing, for these things, continuous adaptation, as I said, is the most important thing. It's not like that, because these hackers, these cyber threat people are working, continuously. So we also need to work continuously to protect our system by testing it, by every time enhancing it, so that our systems will be protected. So this is one AI driven penetration technique. And these are the two tools that I wanted to share with you, which is open source. And why I'm sharing these ones is because one is open source, another one is the commercial tool. So deep exploit, this is AI PT tool, which is again transforming this whole scenario. This is an open service, okay, open source one, which is again helping you to integrate this Metasploit, which is again a popular framework for securing your testing data, okay. And what they are actually using on the background, they are using deep learning algorithms for automation, for vulnerability assessment, for exploitation. There is another commercial tool, which is Cyber AI. They are, designed for enterprises to perform again same AI PT things, and they are actually focusing on network security and endpoint vulnerabilities. So I think so now you are aware of how AI PT tools and are available, and automation is helping, and how AI nowadays is has taken the prominent place in the cybersecurity. Another one which I wanted to share with you is the very famous nowadays is the Microsoft Security Copilot. So again, what they are I think so 5 to 6 tools they have already provided. This is again automation kind of a thing. So you can see over here they have provided a copilot which is actually reporting incident. So this is on the left hand side, you can see how an alert is being generated if any kind of incident is happening. On the right hand side, you can see they have also identified a tool which is actually analyzing an incident. So again, these are the popular tools which is being utilized for finding out any kind of a vulnerability and defending your system at the speed of AI. So because, as I said, we are not able to find out complex systems are there, huge network is there, AI is able to handle. It's not a human capability to handle such kind of complex scenarios. So incorporating these kind of AI tools will definitely going to help your organization to stay ahead, to work proactively, rather than providing and having such kind of huge losses in terms of money, in terms of data. Another topic that, of course, that is a swift incident response, as I said, because first is we should know, one is threat intelligence, another is responding. Okay, so once you are aware that what kind of threat is coming in my organization, it is also very important for you to provide up with this some kind of a response. Okay, so again, AI is not only helping you in finding out the threats, it is also helping you in responding. Okay, so again, how you can do it, you can automate the response as well. That means you can automatically, AI will recommend, or it will going to find some kind of a remedial action. Okay, for example, it will going to isolate your affected system, or it provide you with a message, or creating some kind of alert, or stopping that kind of if it is a banking data, they can immediately stop that transactions. So those kind of things are the automated strategy, or the incident response which can be taken with the help of AI. Second, as I said, incident prioritization. That means again, triage incidents which are more severe, they will going to impact huge, hugely for the businesses. They will automatically take the prior positions, and the company will going to take the action for those kind of things. So priority 1, priority 2. So we can provide them, those threats with their priority, numbers. That okay, what first we will going to deal with, and then we are going to deal with the lesser harmful scenarios. Another thing is the forensic analysis, where we are actually reconstructing attack timelines. Okay, again, we are going to synthesize detailed incident reports. So why this has happened, what kind of vulnerability is there, how, you know, if we are going to suggest with some kind of a solution again, or how it can provide us with another kind of attack. So those kind of analysis, for that researchers are required, for that cybersecurity people are required, who are able to find out what kind of things can happen in the coming scenarios. So this is a one, two flow charts, which it's my suggestion, which I wanted to show you that how we are doing it. So anomaly detection, as I said, that you are aware that ML and AI people are actually utilizing, we are using AI and ML for anomaly detection. Here you can see one is the autoencoder, another one is a GAN. So autoencoders are actually going to train the neural network. It will going to compress the input data and then reconstruct the data. After reconstruction, we will going to check whether there is a low error. If it is a low error, then it's okay, which is a normal behavior. But if it is a high error, that means there is a potential threat. Now you can see on this left hand side, we have already provided you with a use cases where auto encoder, if they have found any kind of anomaly, what kind of use cases you can see. You can there will be a database queries. It will going to detect the abnormal file transfers, or you will going to find some kind of intrusion is there in your network, or you will going to detect any kind of a fake login attempts. So here you can see if all these things happening, that means there is an anomaly which is going to happen. Another way of doing this is a GN. So whatever your company wanted to adopt, whether at auto encoders they want to utilize or they want to utilize GAN, that depends on your company strategy or your people what they are comfortable with. So GAN, again, they will going to generate the network, they will going to create fake data, that means simulation data. They will going to create, and then they will going to create a discriminative network. All those who are sitting from AI/ML background, they are aware of these kind of things which we normally do in creation of the GANs. Again, these we will going to compare our actual data with this kind of a discriminator network, and if we found any kind of discrimination, automatically again we will going to put some kind, if there is, we found that there is a potential threat, automatically we will going to take a measure. So this is machine learning aspect which we can utilize in our systems. On the right hand side, I have already written few steps. One is accelerating the response time by deploying AI driven systems where they will going to correlate the events across the logs, endpoints, network activity, and if they find that there is a kind of a threat is coming, then automatically they will going to send the real-time alert. They will going to also provide with the predictive analytics. Then AI capabilities in response. So they will going to identify the system, or if they find any kind of a threat, automatically they will going to isolate the infected systems, and then we will going to do the root cause analysis. So this root cause analysis will help us to find out that how we will going to utilize different strategy to stop that kind of threat. So this is a flow chart which I have created to find out that how we can create detection and response, and continuously organization can adopt it. So now we have discussed a lot about generative AI. This is a bigger picture. Now you can see generative AI has a huge role in cybersecurity. It can help in threat simulation prediction. It can enhance the threat detection. It can automate any incident response. It can help in phishing and fraud, as well as it can help us in creation of security awareness and training, which I am doing. So I am into that aspect, that I provide training, that how awareness and training is one thing which again each organization need to do to create so much awareness to help us to understand the threats which is coming from the outside as well as from the inside. Now this is a detailed flow chart which you can utilize it. You can get it from EC Council to get that, or you can take a picture of it, that how generative AI is helping us. Now what are the risks? Because no technology is foolproof. Okay, they always have some kind of a risk. So now, till now, I was talking about how generative AI is helping us. Let us take also that there is a few challenges with generative AI. What kind of challenges and risk which is being there? One is that adversarial attack. Of course, when we are putting malicious input to deceive the AI models, again incorrect predictions can happen. Why? Because there is a biasness in the training data. There may be a lot of other AI issues which is still there, and we know that we are still dealing the AI issues. So one is the biased data. Incorrect predictions can lead to that. Data poisoning. As I said, that manipulation of training data to compromise the model performance, or we are introducing some kind of a biasness in the training data. So with the generative AI, these kind of risk will also going to come. Model theft is there, unauthorized access to AI models, which again lead to the intellectual property theft, or we can say replication of malicious use. Privacy concerns. Yes, with AI, there is an issue because from where they are actually getting the data, because they are getting a huge amount of pool of data that can lead to the linkage of the sensitive information from training data or model output. So yes, those who are dealing with generative AI, they are getting huge amount of help, but this kind of risk is also very much aware. We should be aware of these kind of risks which can happen, and again, team is going on. AI people are still working on improving these kind of risk. How we are going to secure generative AI models? These are the 3 strategies people are using it. Differential privacy. That means we are not revealing any sensitive detail about our individual. They are also using SMPC. Again, multiple parties are collaborating, but they have to be sure that they are not going to divulge the privacy data. Federated learning. This is again a new concept which is coming out in AI edge computing, federated learning. So rather than putting or computing or analyzing all the data in the one server, they are actually decentralizing the devices, and then training of the data is happening there. So this is another federated learning nowadays people are using to adopt or secure the generative AI models. Apart from that, how they are defending against the adversarial machine learning, again, and they are expanding their training data. Apart from that, they are using noise resistant model architectures to reduce the susceptibility, as well as continuous monitoring is always there. Best practices, yes, we need to regularly update our models to patch vulnerabilities. We need to have audits and penetration test, APT, which I have already discussed with you. We need to find out, encrypt model parameters, data transmissions, and unauthorized access of data has to be monitored. So these are the best practices if you want to use generative AI models. Then these are the 2 case studies. I've just this thing which I have already discussed with you. OpenAI has also used the same thing which I have discussed over here. So OpenAI company and Google DeepMind, they have already adopted these 2 practices, similar kind of thing which I was discussing. They have also utilized adversarial training. They have also used differential privacy, that their data is sensitive. They are using it that this data should not be communicated, and all these things are the practices, algorithms in the AI which is being utilized by these companies to prevent their data. And API based are nowadays, I think so, everyone whosoever is going to Hugging Face, or they must be visiting different companies, everywhere you see that every time we have to use the API. So what API is actually helping us? It is acting as an intermediary. So rather than having a whole access, we are being provided the access with the APIs. Fine. So that is also one crucial step these companies has taken to limitize our usage, to find out that who is actually utilizing the data. So this API based deployment is nowadays very, very prevalent to stop that kind of entrance into their system and catching the data. So similarly, Google DeepMind, as I said, they have also used the multi-layered security protocols. Continuous monitoring is there. Apart from that, they are also securing their data sharing. They are not providing it to everyone. API based data is being provided, encryption, differential privacy, those traditional mechanisms are also there, but generative AI they are using for the simulation part to learn, to make their systems learn that how different kind of attacks can happen. So what are the actionable steps for us? First, as I said, that if you want to apply AI in your systems, you need to use predictive analytics. You need to deploy AI models to find out any kind of potential risk. Adopt real-time monitoring. Yes, as I said, again, continuously anomaly detection, continuous incident response, and it has to be automated. These kind of things we can utilize, and we can use secure the generative AI aspects, where we can use differential privacy, adversarial training, API based deployments to safeguard our systems. And at the end, most important thing is invest in training and the awareness, so that your AI tools, how we are utilizing them, how people should utilize them, what should be they should be aware of, what is the do's and the don'ts. These are required to be provided to your employees, to your users, to your everyone whosoever is there in the company who is utilizing your applications. So yes, thank you so much, and over to you, Shilpa. For question answers, yeah.
Yes. Uh, Thank you, Dr. Loveleen, for delivering such an informative session, and our attendees share the same sentiments. If you are interested to learn more about our program, do let us know in the poll that's going to be conducted now. If you would like to learn more, please select yes, and we will schedule a call to provide you with more information. An important note, admissions are presently open. For comprehensive details regarding our courses, kindly visit our official website www.eccu.edu. So, Loveleen, shall we start with the Q&A?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So our first question to you is, will we ever get to the point where 0 days may be detected by AI? Example, Copilot for security.
Yes, definitely. As I said, that updates as compared to previous 5 years back, if we talk about, AI was not being that much advanced. But nowadays, the advancement which is happening, even people are nowadays utilizing those simulations. They can create such kind of attacks, and the people are going to know more about these attacks, and we are able to generate those kind of, or we can protect our systems with the help of such kind of softwares like Microsoft Copilot. Definitely, it's a yes from my side. Yeah, that we can achieve that.
Thank you for answering that question. Our next question to you is, with anomaly detection, false positives become quite common and leads to alert fatigue. Where does the balance come between fine-tuning the system for sensitivity and robust security?
Okay, first thing is that we need, as I said, that prioritization. We need to find out, the vulnerability is always there, but which vulnerability will going to impact you more. Maybe you find that there are 10 vulnerabilities are there. Now you again need to prioritize. Okay, which one will going to create more damage to your organization. So dealing with those kind of vulnerabilities one by one is the better approach, because there will be no foolproof system will not be there. As I said, that we are working on this technology era, and the moment we will going to find out the solution, the other party will going to find out how to attack. So attack will always be there. You need to find that how better you can protect your system. So 100% 100% protection maybe not cannot be achieved, but yes, if you are able to achieve 90 to 5%, which is also on the higher side I'm talking about, but yes, if you are able to achieve that, that's a good goal, because we are actually sitting on a volcano. Fine, so you will going to be attacked, and vulnerabilities you need to find out, and you need to find out that how you can actually help or deal with the most crucial vulnerabilities as compared to the lesser one. Yeah.
Thank you, Loveleen, for answering that question. Our next question to you is there any software or tool that AI is executing threat detection and response?
Yeah, AIPT tools that I have already discussed with you, Cyborg is there. Again, just Google it. No, no code, low code. I think so. These kind of tools are also there. A lot of companies which is coming up. Find out first open source one. Which you can utilize, and once you are convinced that okay, these no code and low code kind of tools are helping your organization, definitely after that you can go with the proprietary ones. And again it is very important for us to compare these tools, and if you have in-house research development team who can create such kind of tools for you, nothing like that, that is a big protection for your organization. And learning about these tools are utmost important, right? So continuous learning, as I said, is very important. You should learn that what new technologies are coming up to deal with this kind of scenarios.
Thank you for answering that question. Our next question to you is, what are the biggest hurdles for organizations that are looking to adopt generative AI for cybersecurity, and how to overcome them?
Skill set is the most challenging thing which people are nowadays facing. Apart from that, understanding of the scenarios, you need to understand that we all human beings have to learn about a lot of diverse aspects. One aspect we have to learn about the cybersecurity aspect, then domain knowledge of the company, and then third is the AI and ML. So there are various different type of domains which a person should be aware of. Apart from that, analytical skills, decision making. So one team or one people should have a lot of skill set to deal with such scenarios. So that is one thing which people are facing nowadays, and this is again continuously changing. So the moment you will going to learn one technology, automatically new is coming. If you have seen that in large language model also, within the 1 year, OpenAI has provided with a lot of different versions. Fine. So keep up with those kind of scenarios, the biggest hurdle for the organization which they are facing.
Thank you for answering that question. Our next question to you is, how EU AI Act will be helped to mitigate attacks?
Of course, this again, can you just again, is it related to this university or EU European Union they are talking about? Again, can you tell me?
No, it's not about university.
It's
It would be, yeah,
this
it would be,
European.
yeah, about the union. Yeah.
Okay. So let me tell you again, as I said that EU people, if you see US, the statistics I have not, if you go and Google the statistics of different countries, UK and US, are the biggest, they are facing huge amount of threat as compared to different Netherlands or Sweden. These people are not facing such kind of threats as compared to UK, South Asia, and these US people. So they have to come up with a, governance, frameworks, policies related to dealing with this generative AI, because again, as I said, generative AI system is also not foolproof. They are also having some kind of issues. They are also having some kind of risk, risk related to that. So what kind of policies and the framework which is actually adopted by everyone, whether it is EU, whether it is US, or whether it is any other continent, they should adopt. still in the nascent stage. People are going, governance related to AI is also nascent. They are coming up with the new policies and the framework, how to utilize it so that we can, secure our privacy and the data threat. So yes, definitely EU has still done much better as compared to other countries. Based on same policies, if other countries can also come up, definitely we can achieve much privacy as compared to what we were doing back in 2020, and today it is more achievable as compared to what we have done before. So wait for the scenario, things are coming up, I think so. Most important thing is the awareness, and if we learn about it, definitely we will try to protect ourselves as well. Fine.
Thank you for answering that question. We will take last 2 questions for the day. Our next question to you is, can we use a self-hosted AI model in our network? If so, what is the best model you recommend that is best to use as a self-host?
Sorry, there I will not going to recommend, because it depends upon the company. It depends upon the data, what kind of data you are utilizing, whether it is small, whether it is huge kind of data, what is your requirement, whether that particular company is providing that kind of data breaches algorithm or not. So I think so it is always good to find out the algorithms which are actually being utilized by the company, and have a one-to-one scenario, so that they will understand your data, your scenario, and you will understand what kind of capabilities they can provide you. So there is no one fit answer for this. I think so algorithms need different kind of, different algorithms have a different impact on the different outcomes will also be there. So for that, again, I will suggest you to go with the open source AI model first. Find out that which one is suiting you best, what kind of features your company is looking for, what things you are actually looking for depending upon your data, and then go with the proprietary one if you want. Otherwise, open sources, if it is going doing good for you, if you are a small organization, go for the open source. If it is a big organization, they want a huge big companies and big proprietary systems for securing their data. So it depends on a lot of factors actually.
Thank you for answering that question. We'll take last question for the day. What do you think is the highest threat to cyber attacks?
Cyber attacks, so again, as I said, cyber attacks have to understand and continuously upgrade themselves. Every time new technology is coming, every time new versions are coming, so continuous development of their skill set, that is one thing. Then comes the policies and framework. Sensitive data, for example, let us talk about banking, healthcare, these insurance companies, these people, those cyber tech people who are actually working with sensitive data, they are under the continuous scrutiny. They are having a lot of stake. Their reputation is on stake, their businesses are on stake, and these people have to be more vigilant. So that, I think so, for cyber tech people and those who are working with the sensitive industries, they are much more under the threat of continuous development of themselves, under continuous scrutiny of their systems. Their mental well-being is also being sometimes I have seen that that is also, they normally say that we are on the verge of always getting out of the organization if our privacy or data or will be compromised. So yes, but with sensitive data companies, especially healthcare and banking people and government agencies are always under the scrutiny of getting their data hacked. So cyber tech people are definitely dealing with the most challenging job, I think so. That is the thing. Okay, Shilpa, I think so that was the last one, right?
Yes. Thank you again to our wonderful speaker, Dr. Loveleen, for answering those questions and for the great presentation and the knowledge shared with our global audiences. It was a pleasure to have you with us, and we are looking for more and more sessions with you. Before we conclude the webinar, Dr. Loveleen, would you like to give a small message to our audience?
Yeah, it is pretty small because awareness. I think so. One thing which I want people to understand that knowledge, awareness, continuous upgradation is most important at this age. Also, I keep on learning from different platform like ECCU. We always, learn that what new things are coming. If we think that we are not going to learn because we have already achieved, that kind of age, now we are not vulnerable. So I'm so sorry to tell you, even a housewife, even those people who are using social media, even for your kids, it is very important for you to have a awareness of such kind of threats which is coming up with the technology. Though I'm a technology person, but still technology is posing a lot of threats to our well-being. So if you have deep fakes and everything which is coming, you have kids at your house, we have also have parents who are also having pensions and all these things. So if we are not aware, we are not upgrading ourselves, definitely we will be we will be an easy catch for these kind of things. So please be aware, learn more about these things, and that's it. This is the only thing which I wanted to provide to my audience. Thank you, Shilpa.
Thank you so much, Dr. Loveleen, for the message to our audience.